And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
Very long time. We got to meet his partner last week.
Yes, we did.
Incredible interview.
You got to meet his manager too in the past.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now we finally get to meet this icon.
Finally.
ECW legend, Sabu. How are you, sir? Nice.
Tell you the truth, I've been better. I'm not great.
Not great?
Well,
not great.
Let's get into it. Why aren't you great?
My back hurts. My wife died a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Kind of shit like that.
Our condolences.
Would you mind talking about Melissa at all?
We could talk a little bit if you want to.
Well, let's have at it. Could you maybe you could tell us what kind of person Melissa was?
She was a great person. She kept me in line. If it wasn't for her, I don't know where I'd be today. She saved my life a few times, and I couldn't save hers. I tried. She was a great person. Still, she was great.
How did you guys meet?
I met her about 15, 20 years ago in L.A. In passing, and then I met her again in 2007 in WWE, and then I met her again 6 years ago when these guys were bullying her on the internet, talking shit about her, saying that she had sex with me and all this stuff back 20 years ago, and we didn't. We got stuck in the same hotel room. But I was a perfect gentleman, and she even said I was. I let her sleep in the bed. I slept in the chair, and then the guy who put us in the room together tried to say that we had sex together to cause some kind of stir some shit. Mm-hmm. And so they were bullying her 20 years later about this. So I got on there and said, "Hey, you guys, this ain't true. It's bullshit. Boom, boom, boom. Leave her alone." And they did, and then we became friends, and then we started dating.
What do you think about the internet? Because I don't really sense that you're an internet. I'm not much of an internet kind of guy. How do you feel about the internet where anybody can just hop on a keyboard and say
I resisted it for so many years. Now I'm with it. Okay. About 2 years ago, I said some shit on Twitter thinking, who's going to listen to me? And they listened to me and got me suspended off Twitter for a little bit.
Oh, he's been suspended too.
Look at that.
Yeah.
There we go.
We were recently suspended over COVID-19 comments with Mr.
Really?
Hyatt. Yeah,
Wow.
well,
I got suspended over racist, homophobic comments or something like that. And who doesn't have those or thoughts of those?
Understood.
Anybody who says they're not a racist or a little bit of a racist is lying.
Right.
Everybody's a little bit of a racist. When you go to jail, if you're not a racist, you're dead. You got to go to your own race. You got to go Mexican, black, white, whatever. You can't stick alone. You have to choose a side, and that side happens to be a race. Now I don't really think I'm a bad racist. I'm just an honest racist. I don't really even consider myself a racist. I'm just a realist.
No, I understand what you're saying. It's funny.
Sounds honest to me.
You're actually throwing me off because when I was getting ready for work this morning, I started thinking about racism and conversations that I have with people, like your example. And it really had to do with Hulk Hogan, right? Because we were talking about something on last night's show, and people were bringing up comments what Hogan had said, and I was thinking to myself,
what he said behind closed doors.
Correct. So
what everybody says behind closed doors.
With someone recording him unknowingly on top of it, of course.
But I guess my thought process is exactly what you said, is that sometimes people will turn to racism in order to share their feelings in a certain way. And it may not, like you said, it may not be that you're racist, but you can have racist thoughts, I think.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And most of my racist thoughts are jokes. I think they're funny as hell. They're so ignorant and makes them so funny. I learned most of my stuff from Dave Chappelle.
There you go.
He's so funny, and the racist comments he made and what I copy from him are so ridiculous. Who would believe him, or who would really think that I had a serious thought about it? I just think it's funny how ignorant some people can be about race, and I think it's funny.
What do you think about what's going on in this country? Because it seems like the separation between races and sexuality is really getting to a point where people are drawing the lines.
I don't know. I don't want to voice my opinion about something I don't know that much about. You know, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't really pay attention to that.
fair enough.